My name is Jerome Fardette, and I'm working here in Surf City Barbershop and Social Club. I say I'm working here, what I do here is really not work. What I do here is visit with my friends for an hour or for a half an hour to 45 minutes. And when they leave, they give me money, okay? September of '75, I moved my business down here, and I've been doing it ever since. We came down here one day in spring, and we left up there all bundled up and warm, and the rain coming out of the sky. Yeah. I'm talking in April, and it wasn't rainy, it was more foggy, misty, Yeah. And by the time we got to Pigeon Point, the sun was out. And we got into town here, the Valero station up on Mission Street there, it was the Beacon station then. Yeah. We were at the signal there, waiting for the signal to change. And here are a couple college kids, a guy and a gal, walking down the street, wearing cutoffs and go-aheads, flip-flops, thongs, whatever you call them. I call them go-ahead. And the gal, she just had a little skimpy bikini top up on top, I looked at Janet and I said, and there we are, finally down to t-shirts, Yeah. And because it was so warm. Told Janet, I said, what are we doing living up there? I says, we moved north to be in Santa Cruz. So that summer we put the house on the market and it didn't sell. Your part's on this side, right? Yeah. I was about 15 years old. I told my dad, I said, I'm going to go to barber college when I get out of high school. I said, so why don't you buy me a clipper set and a pair of shears and a razor and all the things that you need. And I said, I'll start cutting your hair. I'll start practicing on you. And he said, okay. I went to barber college in 1959. So my first 10 years in the business was the 60s, okay? And the 60s, contrary to what many people think about the 60s, was a homogeneous era, okay? It was all crew cuts and Ivy Leagues, okay? It wasn't until the late 1960s, 68, and this was only exclusive to hippies, that long hair came in, okay? Well, I've got a client who was in just the other day. Do you know Henry Baker? He used to be the county planning director. Oh, yeah. Remember him? Yeah. Back in the 70s? Mm-hmm. Okay. He was in just the other day. He's been wearing what he calls a Princeton for the whole time. Okay. I've got another client, David Ewell, who wears a crew cut. I never thought I'd ever be doing crew cuts again, Stan's been coming to me since the 12th of May, 1982, okay? My longest standing client, who's in the picture over there in the newspaper article, his name is Joe Frank, and he's a native Santa Cruz guy. He's been coming to me since the 27th of September, 1975. And I got to tell you, that was a Saturday, and that was my first full-time Saturday cutting hair in Santa Cruz after we moved back here from Half Moon Bay. That's the other thing I do. I've been writing for about 40 years. Went to college in the 60s and was an English major in college. And I read The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn in a class that I had, and I said, hey, that's what I want to do. And just started right at that point. And there are 7 books there. I've got the 8th one, and I'm about a quarter of the way through with it. And it will be published as soon as I finish it. My clients will oftentimes ask me what they are going to do when I retire. And my response to that is that in order to retire, you have to work. And what I do here is not work. You just heard what I do here, okay? And that's why I like hanging out here. Okay,